So, as everyone knows at this point, Nintendo has had great success with the Switch, their new portable and home console hybrid. Well, new-ish. Has it been out for almost like a year already? Wow, that's a while actually. But while the Switch is still fairly early in its lifespan, Nintendo is already in the planning stages for whatever will be the successor. But what will that system be like? Will it be like the Switch, considering its success, or be something completely different because Nintendo likes to change things up? Will Nintendo stick with one system for both the portable and home console markets, or go back to having one for each? Are we already looking at the future of Nintendo, or do we have no idea what's coming? Hello all 37 of you, I'm Redkwan, and what does the future hold for Nintendo? Actually, I'm not very good at editing, so I don't have a cool intro. I guess I can make this. Yeah. But to figure out what the future of Nintendo systems will be, we need to look at how Nintendo has handled the amount of change in recent system releases. The GameCube didn't sell terribly well, so when the Wii released, Nintendo really tried to change things up. The Wii was completely unexpected and different from the GameCube in almost every way. The Wii turned out to be incredibly successful, so Nintendo tried to pull a Wii again. They released the Wii U, which kind of combined the feel and target audience of the Wii, but changed quite a bit up in terms of the console setup. Overall though, Nintendo tried to keep a style more similar to the Wii before it. The Wii U didn't do so hot, so Nintendo drastically changed up the designs for the Switch. You might think that the Wii U gamepad is pretty similar to the Switch, and not too similar to a Wii remote, and that I don't know what I'm talking about. And you would be right, but I think overall the Switch changed more from the Wii U than the Wii U did from the Wii. The only major thing that the Wii U changed from the Wii was the gamepad, which really wasn't used that often. And you could use Wii remotes for quite a few of the games on the thing. It still had the Wii menu, Mii's, and the Wii name too. The Switch made some big changes that mattered quite a bit. It was able to be taken on the go, had a whole new look, used game cards, slid into a separate dock, had detachable controllers, and made a cool click, I guess. Maybe that isn't a real reason. But I think that the Switch changed quite a bit from the Wii U. Well, that went really off topic. Point is, when Nintendo has had a successful console in recent years, they've followed it up with something fairly similar, though still innovated along the way. And when it's been a failure, Nintendo has changed up quite a bit more. That makes sense. I mean, you want to do what works, and it means that the next Nintendo system will probably be fairly similar to the Switch. I mean, at least as similar as you can get with Nintendo. Especially seeing as Nintendo handhelds are even more similar to their predecessors than the consoles. But with Nintendo, similar is pretty relative. The most innovative step for a PlayStation or Xbox would seem like hardly a change at all for Nintendo. Just because a system is likely to be somewhat similar to the Switch in terms of some features, it won't necessarily have to be similar in some of the main ones. The 3DS is gradually losing steam, and the Switch is becoming the one Nintendo system. But would Nintendo ever consider going back to separate consoles and handhelds? It is still a possibility. Nintendo has always had a handheld and home console to sell side by side, and two major products could mean more customers available to sell to. But I think that Nintendo might be too far down the path toward a unified platform. Many would argue the 3DS isn't going anywhere anytime soon, but mine just went to Denmark, so... And the game developing at Nintendo has been combined from two separate chunks for the separate platforms into one big unit. I guess they could in theory go back, but I would guess that would be a hassle. I don't know. I don't work at Nintendo. And as for the consumers, going back to a console that wasn't portable or a handheld that couldn't play home console quality games would definitely feel like a step back. And having half the games on each instead of all the games on one would feel like a downgrade to most people. Because of all this, I think that Nintendo will probably keep a single system that can play all the games and work as a portable and home console for the future. So if Nintendo does keep the portable home console hybrid thing going, what will they change for the next system? I could see Nintendo changing a couple of different things with the Switch. The main problem that people seem to have with the Switch is power. I don't think the power matters all that much at this point, but some of the bigger third-party games coming out these days might not be able to run on the Switch at all. Beyond that, seeing as it is Nintendo, I'm sure they'll throw in some major new features. I don't know exactly what those will be, but I'm sure they'll be something new and hopefully cool. So of course, we don't know anything about the next Nintendo system, and we won't, and it won't matter for a long time. But I think that Nintendo will probably follow up the Switch with another home console handheld combo thing, because I don't think it would turn out too well if they tried to go back. Honestly though, I have no idea. I mean, this is Redkwan you're watching after all. You can leave something about what you think or hope the next Nintendo system will be down in the comments. I mean, you could technically leave anything down there, I guess, but Anyways, I'm Redkwan. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.